Hi, I wanted to share with you a biography and some other things about Beatrix Potter. So maybe some of you remember the tale of Peter Rabbit. Well, Beatrix Potter wrote that story. And so, believe it or not, that story is over 100 years old. And what you see here is a biography about Beatrix Potter. And I'm going to share a little bit in this book and something else about her. So this book was written by John Malum, and he compiled a lot of information about Beatrix Potter, about where she was born. And here on these two pages, there's some pictures of her family. Now, she was born and lived in London, England for a little bit. And this is a picture of her father. He was a lawyer. And Beatrix's mother over here on the left, her name was Helen. And this is a picture of Helen, her mother, and Beatrix with her. And then on this page is a picture of Beatrix and her brother. Her brother is 6 years old in this picture, and his name was Bertram, and Beatrix was 12. So they lived in England for a while, and they were raised there, and they had a governess that raised them. So that means that pretty much the governess raised them instead of the family or the parents. And they were taught at home, and Beatrix grew up with this governess and living in London for a while. And then when she became 16 years old, she had a different governess, and her name was Annie Moore. So now Annie Moore wasn't a lot older than Beatrix. She was only about 3 years older than her. Here's a picture of her right here. And they became really good friends. And so Annie Moore soon got married and had children. And Beatrix was really good friends with the children as well. And the children just loved her. And she would come and visit a lot with their family. And one of the children that Annie Moore had was named Noel. Now, Noel got sick a lot, and so, but he dearly loved Beatrix Potter and couldn't wait for her visits so that he can play with her, because she would always bring her animals and share a lot of things with the kids. They just totally loved her. So here's a story of a letter from Beatrix Potter, because Noel got really sick one time and didn't get out of bed for a long, long time. And Beatrix wasn't able to come and visit him, so she wrote him a letter. And it is also the story about the Peter Rabbit tale and how it came about, because in this letter was the first story of Peter Rabbit. My dear Noel, this is written by Jane Johnson. Here's a picture of Noel. Miss Potter's coming today, shouted Noel as he tumbled out of bed to tell the others. All the Moore children loved Miss Potter's visits, but Noel had known her longest, so he felt she belonged to him more than to Eric or Marjorie or Frida. She spent so many hours alone in her room at the top of a big silent house that Noel was sure Miss Potter had much more fun with his family. Here's a picture of Beatrix Potter. She loved science, so she studied all kinds of things about plants and animals. Mama, is Miss Potter having her breakfast now? Noel asked. Before she could answer, the others began. Will she bring her mice? I want to stroke her rabbit. Wait and see, and don't all talk at once, dears. They can't wait for her visits. Here she comes. When Noel had finished lessons with Mama, Nanny fetched the children's hats, and they all streamed through the garden gate onto the common. I must find something to give Miss Potter, Noel thought. After lunch, Mama said, now we'll have to rest before Miss Potter comes. And though they fussed, she bundled everyone up in bed. As Noel's eyes closed, he murmured, Miss Potter's on her way. Oh, it's lovely to see all of you, cried Miss Potter, running up the path. Is this for me, Noel? What a wonderful color. I shall wear it in my hat. Then, opening Miss Potter's packages, they discovered treats for everyone, even the new baby who had not yet arrived. Miss Potter's rabbit, Peter, and her mice forgot the tricks she taught them and were naughty instead. Miss Potter laughed. The children shrieked, and no one scolded. Wonder what the tricks were. She told jokes and made them ache with giggles. She drew pictures and never said, I'm tired, that's enough. Later, when Noel had Miss Potter to himself, she whispered, I am going to Scotland soon, so I shan't see you for a while, but I shall write. When the time came, Noel could hardly bear to see Miss Potter go. After a last goodbye, Mama said, now I expect you all to tidy up. I'm hot and my head hurts, grumbled Noel. Oh, he's getting sick. It might just be the excitement and too much cake, said his mother anxiously. But in the morning, Noel was worse, and because he was often ill, he knew he'd have to stay in bed a long, long time. Slowly the days dragged by. Gazing out of the window, Noel listened to the sounds of breakfast, lessons, and the shouts on the common as the others played. Miss Potter would know how to cheer him up. Mrs. Moore, I'm kept so busy with the younger ones, said Nanny. I'm worn to a rag with baby, replied Mama. All summer long, Noel lay in bed, forgetting how it felt to be well. Sometimes he cried when no one heard him call. Sometimes he slept. It's a long time to be sick. At last, with autumn in the air, a letter came for him. See, darling, a fat envelope full of Miss Potter's news. That'll make him happy. But instead of news, she had sent a story with pictures, and Mama stayed reading it over and over until she was hoarse. It's about a rabbit family, but it's just like ours, exclaimed Noel as the tale began with a mother rabbit and her children. Then, listening to the adventures of the hero, Peter Rabbit, he decided it's really about me. Soon, Noel knew the story by heart. He read it to himself whenever he was lonely. It made him laugh. At night, he dreamed that he was Peter Rabbit and woke remembering how it felt to run. He wanted to be well. Within a week, he was getting better, and Miss Potter was back. You made that story up especially for me. Noel's eyes grew dark and round as he gazed at his visitor. Are we best friends? Miss Potter smiled. Of course we are, she said gently. Best friends. So on the last page is an author's note about how Noel saved that story. And then later on, Beatrix Potter decided to publish the story as the tale of Peter Rabbit. And Noel had saved the story, so she was able to use all the pictures that she drew. And that is what I would like to share with you next, is the tale of Peter Rabbit.